Hey everybody, Davey here from Davey's World Fishing. Today I'm going to talk to you about the brand new Okuma ITX Spinning Reel. It is feature packed and exciting. Now the ITX reel is something that came out at ICAST 2020. Of course it was a virtual ICAST that year, nobody in person, and then it was introduced again fully this year in 2021 at the in-person ICAST in Orlando. It's the first time a lot of people got to put their hands on it. They're just starting to hit the market now. As I mentioned, they're feature packed. They're a compact, strong reel that actually comes in 4 sizes. So if you happen to be an ice fisherman or a light jig, crappie type of guy, they're gonna start at the 1000 size. So you're talking about a very compact, palm of your hand size reel. There's also a 2500, a 3000, and a 4000. They call it their crossover construction reel, talking about freshwater and saltwater. So that 4000 and that 3000 size reel, perfect for your light inshore use. That 2500, great drop shot if you're a bass fisherman out there. And then that 1000, like I mentioned, for those ice fishermen. Let's walk through the components. As I mentioned, these are feature-packed solid reels, perfect for that inshore, as well as the freshwater fishing aspect out there. We'll start with the frame and then we'll work our way up to the spool there. But on the frame side, so this features Okuma's C40X, which is a long strand graphite fiber construction. They've used that construction in the old Helios SX reels, the RTX reels. They've used it actually in several of their reels. It's a long strand graphite fiber. It's 50% stronger than a regular composite reel, and it's 25% lighter. These reels aren't extremely light because there's a lot of aluminum components that we'll get into here in a moment. But starting on that 1000, you're at 7.1 ounces, all the way up to that 4000 size reel, where you're just over 10 ounces or so. This happens to be the 2500, just for comparison there, if you can see that to the size of my hand there. So that's the C40X long strand graphite fiber, and you can actually find that in the frame, and this actually has that TCA construction. That's actually a one-piece frame that goes all the way around that bottom section, and it forks around, giving it a lot of extra torque resistance and keeps everything nice and aligned in the gearing. You can also find that C40X in the cyclonic flow rotor. If you can see that rotor design there, every time you turn that particular design, actually, it's almost like a moisture wicking. It pulls the moisture from the center of the reel and gets it out. I saw someone in one of the comments in one of my videos said, you know how fast you have to do that? It's actually pretty neat. You don't have to go extremely fast. It pulls that moisture out. It's not a completely dry system. Well, we'll get into that in just a second there. So then as we're working our way up here, we'll get into the handle. So on you light inshore fishermen, this is a full machined aluminum screw and handle design. So a lot of Okuma's reels, you actually have that separate handle system. You actually push it in and you got to tighten it on the other side there. This is a regular screw and handle. So you put your handle in and you screw it tight. You screw it forward, you get it nice and tight, and you have a real one-piece solid feel there. There's no bending, there's no flexing. You don't have to worry about the pin going in straight. To switch sides, you just unscrew that side, take your handle, put it on the other side, screw it forward, and you're set to go there. And on that machined aluminum handle, you actually have what they're calling their soft touch handle design. It's almost like a wind grip. You can see it. It's like a foam rubber. Very comfortable in your hand. If you get it wet, it actually stays a little bit tacky in your hand, which is nice. So you got a little bit of sticky. It doesn't get slippery. I know they're using that on their Serrano bait cast reel as well as some of the Serrano rods. And you're starting to see it on a few more of their Okuma reels as well. So working your way up, let's get into that. Actually, we'll come up on the rotor here. This is actually a solid one-piece bail arm. It's an auto trip system, so you turn the handle and it actually trips. Nice and easy to do. It's got, there's a little bit of a steep ramp to it, so if you get caught right up to it, sometimes it takes a little bit of force. When they're real loose and you turn real easy, when you're casting, a lot of times you can actually flip that shut and break your bait off. You don't want to do that. So from your solid one-piece bail arm, let's get into that spool design there. It's a two-tone anodized spool design there. As you can see, right on the inside, there's a little bit of a knurling as well there. So it's got a little bit different material right on the inside of the spool. So if you're spooling up with braid, you can actually tie it real tight. It'll actually bite down. You don't have to worry about your braid spinning. Most people use a little bit of monofilament to back your braid. You don't necessarily have to do that. I still do that just because it's something I'm comfortable with, something I've always done. But that keeps everything nice and tight onto your spool there. Now moving up to the top here, right on your drag system, this actually is it's a carbon fiber, multi-disc carbon fiber drag system. I'm having trouble with words today. But that loads that thing up. You're going to get anywhere between 7 pounds of drag on that 1,000 size reel up to 22 pounds of drag on the 4,000 size. As I mentioned, this is the 2,500 size, and you're going to get about 18 pounds of drag. Perfect for that light inshore fishing. Now within that, if you can hear that clicking system, very, very strong click to that. So you can really get dialed in when you're getting set there. Now within that, as I mentioned, it's not a completely dry system. It actually has their Hydroblock Gasket sealing system. So it's not a completely waterproof system, but it does keep a lot of water out of your drag. As I take that apart there, I'll show you that particular component. So that's that Hydroblock gasket. If you can see, it's a little rubber gasket that links right on the top there, and it blocks water from actually running right onto the inside of your spool. So you take that, it blocks all the water going in. It's like I said, it's not, if you're gonna dunk this thing, you're gonna get water inside, but from any kind of just regular fishing application, you're not gonna get a lot of running inside. Well, hello there. How are you? Doing a video right now. So that is the Okuma ITX Spinning Reel. It's the long strand graphite fiber, awesome little reel, nice and compact. Cool part, they retail for about $105. $105 for the small one, up to about $120 for the larger sizes. I know they're available now with the world the way it is. Everything's a little bit back ordered, but they're out at retailers. Go check them out at your favorite retailer, or check them out at okumafishingusa.com. But I do appreciate y'all checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below and subscribe to Davey's World Fishing up in that right-hand corner. See you out on the water. So that's a two-tone machined aluminum spool that it's a two-tone machined aluminum spool design. It's a let me try one more time.